This is a uniquely dressed villager, and this is a secret debug world. Here are 30 secrets about Minecraft you didn't know. Every mob in Minecraft makes a different sound. A villager goes, and a zombie is like, but did you know that an Enderman literally speaks English? The creepy sounds he makes are actually reversed and distorted English. If you reverse or slow down the audio a bit, you might hear things like, hello, what's up, and even look for the eye. Isn't it creepy? Everyone knows you can find fossils in the nether, but you can find them in the overworld too. They spawn in desert and mangrove biomes, made of bone blocks and deep slate coal ore. They're super rare, only a 1 in 64 chance per chunk. If a fossil spawns underground, about 10% of the bone blocks get replaced with coal, and the deeper you go, the better it gets. Below Y level, -8, that coal can actually turn into deep slate diamonds. Yeah, fossils can literally generate diamonds. So next time you're mining there, don't ignore them. If you name a Vindicator Johnny using a name tag, something weird happens. Usually, it only attacks players and villagers, but after you name it Johnny, it starts attacking every mob in the game. Basically, he turns into a psychopath. It is actually a hidden reference added by the developers, inspired by a movie called The Shining. Minecraft villagers are talking about you. Every time you trade, hit, or help a villager, they remember and tell other villagers. There's a hidden gossip system that directly affects your trade prices. Help them, cure zombie villagers, or trade, and prices drop. Hurt them, and prices go up. Villagers share this info with each other when they meet. So if you annoy a villager, the whole village gets to know about it, like you're the main topic of their group chat. Piglins have a surprisingly funny reaction after hunting hoglins. It almost feels like a hidden joke from the developers. When a piglin successfully kills a hoglin during a hunt in the nether, there's a 10% chance that it will start doing a victory dance, which involves bobbing up their heads, bodies, and stretching out their arms. The funny part is how out of place it feels in a dangerous dimension. One moment it's a brutal survival scenario, and the next, you got a piglin vibing like it just won a championship. The creeper actually started a simple coding mistake. During early development, the creator Marcus Notch was trying to design a pig, but he accidentally mixed up some numbers on the code. Instead of a normal animal, he got a tall, strange green creature. When he tested it, it silently walked around and suddenly exploded out of nowhere. It was so weird and interesting that he decided to keep it in the game. And just like that, a coding mistake became the creeper, and now it's one of the most iconic things in gaming history. Did you know that snow golems are highly sensitive to heat? A snow golem is made up of snow, so when you build one, it happily walks around and throws snowballs, having the best time of his winter vacation. But the moment you take it into a hot biome like the desert, savannas, badlands, and the nether, things go badly for it. The heat slowly makes it melt away. This is why snow golems are best used in cold and snowy biomes, where they can survive. Pillagers seem dangerous, but not always. If a pillager's crossbow breaks, it literally can't attack you anymore. When you stand in front of it and let it keep shooting, the crossbow will eventually break. It'll still walk around and act aggressive, but it can't shoot. Once the crossbow is gone, it's basically harmless. Goats in Minecraft look calm until they're not. Out of nowhere, a goat can charge and headbutt you, launching you back. It's a random attack, and the higher the terrain, the worse it gets. But if you react in time and dodge it near a wall, the goat can crash into it and drop a horn. So yeah, dodge it right and you get the reward. Before the introduction of villagers, Minecraft used to have a human mob that looked exactly like Steve. They didn't build or talk, they just ran out waving their hands in the air. In some older versions, they would even try to chase the player, making them the first ever enemy. They were removed a long time ago, so you can't find them in the game today. Some people even think these weird clones are exactly where the scary stories about Herobrine started. Now, they are just a secret part of Minecraft history that almost no one gets to see. In Minecraft, zombies aren't as alone as they look. When you hit a zombie, there's a chance it can actually call for backup. This chance increases on harder difficulties, and suddenly more zombies can spawn nearby and rush you. It's all controlled by a hidden reinforcement mechanic, which is why a simple fight can turn into a full-on swarm. So if it feels like they're coming out of nowhere, they're not. Now before the zombies go for backup, hit subscribe, or you might get swarmed next. Did you know that you can force a full-size villager to ride a chicken? To do this, you first have to find a rare baby zombie villager already riding a chicken known as a chicken jockey, and then use a slash potion of weakness and a golden apple to cure it. Once cured, the baby villager stays on the chicken and will eventually grow up into a full-sized adult, creating a hilarious-looking sight. This even gets better. If that riding villager is struck by lightning, it transforms into a witch, leaving you with a witch jockey, a mob that never spawns naturally. Speaking of, villagers villagers are actually peaceful, but there is a secret way to force one to actually kill you using Thorns armor. To pull this off, you need to place a villager in front of a dispenser and fire a piece of armor enchanted with Thorns 3 at them, even though the armor stays invisible. The enchantment is fully active. If you attack the villager while your health is low, the Thorns effect will reflect your own damage back at you, delivering a fatal strike. When you die, the game generates a super rare death message that says you were slain by a villager. This trick is a perfect way to prank your friends. Everyone knows creepers are scared of cats, but almost no one knows why. It's because cats have a superpower in the game's code. Cats are programmed to be able to see creepers through solid walls, trees, and even mountains. Although a creeper loves to hide and sneak up on you, it knows that it can't hide from cats as cats are always watching it through blocks. It makes a creeper feel exposed, so its brain enters a total panic mode and forces itself to sprint away as fast as possible. You could say the creeper just can't handle a predator with perfect vision. Naming a rabbit Toast triggers a much more personal secret. By applying this specific name, you can change the rabbit's skin color to a unique black and white patch texture. This isn't just a random design. It was added as a praise to a player's real-life rabbit named Toast that sadly went missing. To honor the pet, the developers put it into the game forever. Even if you breed 2 Toast rabbits, their babies will look like normal rabbits, making the original Toast a one-of-a-kind memorial. This touching Easter egg makes sure that one little bunny will never be forgotten. In the Java edition, the Impaling enchantment is pretty simple as it only gives extra damage to ocean mobs. However, if you play on Bedrock edition, Impaling doesn't just care about what the mob is. It only cares if the mob is touching water. This means that if it's raining outside, or if your enemy is standing in a tiny puddle, your Trident will give extra damage to anything including zombies or even other players. Because of this hidden mechanic, an Impaling 5 Trident becomes one of the strongest weapons in the game during a thunderstorm. In the Bedrock edition, your loyalty Trident is basically a magic boomerang. You can throw it directly into the void, and once it travels far enough to hit the bottom block of the world, it'll simply fly back to your hand like nothing happened. It's the ultimate safety net for any end explorer. But in Java edition, the void is a graveyard. If you throw your Trident into the void, it's deleted forever, enchantments and all. Apparently, Java Tridents are loyal enough to swim through the end of the world for you. Most players have never seen them, but you can actually create ultra-rare jungle villagers even though jungle villages don't even exist in the game, since there are no natural homes for them. The method is simple. You have to transport 2 regular villagers into a jungle biome and breed them using plenty of food. Because a baby villager's outfit is determined by the biome it's born in, the newborn will pop out wearing a unique green jungle-themed robe. You can also get them by curing a zombie villager that naturally spawned inside a jungle. You can also make a swamp biome villager using the same method. You probably didn't know that you can craft a legendary piece of Minecraft history using a secret banner pattern called the Thing. To make it happen, you need a very rare enchanted golden apple. You can't craft this apple because the apple is so hard to find. Having this banner is a huge way to show off your wealth in the game. In Swedish, the word Mojang actually means thing. When you craft the apple with paper, you get a pattern of the old Mojang logo. It is the most expensive way to decorate your base. You can literally become a wall decoration. Most players know you can jump into the eyes of a creeper or an enderman in spectator mode, but if you enter spectator mode and left click an item frame, you can see the world from its perspective. It's like a built-in security camera, giving you a perfectly still, fixed view of your base. While you can possess a simple frame, you cannot see through the eyes of the Ender Dragon. The game's biggest boss is totally off limits, but the humble item frame lets you right in. Most players keep parrots for decoration, but they have a secret ability to mimic the sounds of any hostile mob that wanders within a 20-block radius. Whether it's the hissing of a creeper, the rattling of a skeleton, or the growl of a zombie, your parrot will perfectly imitate that sound. The parrot's version of the sound is slightly higher pitched and a bit squawky, but it is the most reliable early warning system in the game. Your tame cats are actually working a secret night shift while you sleep. Your feline friends have a 70% chance of going on a midnight hunt to bring you a gift the moment you wake up. You might find a rare phantom membrane, a rabbit's foot, or even a piece of raw chicken dropped right on your face. It's the cat's way of sharing the loot, and it's one of the only ways to get mob drops without actually having to swing the sword yourself. Hitting a cow with a fire aspect sword is the ultimate shortcut to a steak dinner. Since the mob dies while on fire, it skips the furnace and drops cooked meat instantly. But here is the weird part. This works even underwater. It doesn't matter if you're hunting cows, pigs, or chickens. If you kill them with fire aspect while completely submerged, they still drop cooked food. Even though a fire shouldn't be able to burn in the ocean, the enchantment triggers anyway. The mob won't actually look like it's on fire because of the water, but it still takes the extra damage and drops a perfectly grilled steak at the bottom of the ocean. Most players spend hours trying to customize their skins, but there is one legendary cosmetic that is physically impossible to get unless you're a world-famous DJ. If you've ever spotted a player with massive circular ears sticking off their head like a mouse, you found the real dead mouse. Back in the early days of the game, Notch added a unique piece of code that gives the real-life DJ, Deadmau5, a special ear layer that no other player in the world can have. The floating runes on an enchantment table are actually a fully translatable secret code. If you take a closer look, the symbols are actually the standard galactic alphabet, a classic fictional language from the Commander Keen video games. The developers mapped every symbol to a letter in the English alphabet, meaning you can actually read what the table is saying. However, don't get too excited. The translated words are usually just a bunch of nonsense like X-ray, cold, or even the Elder Scrolls, serving as a funny inside joke from the developers to reward curious players. While most players know about rabbits, almost no one has seen the killer bunny in Survival. Originally inspired by Monty Python and the Holy Grail, this is not just a hostile rabbit, it's a killing machine. It has a unique texture with horizontal red eyes, and is significantly faster than the player. Though it no longer spawns naturally because Mojang felt it was too randomly lethal, it still exists deep within the game's code. The only way to see it now is through a specific cheat command. It remains one of the few mobs that Mojang actively retired from the wild while keeping its AI fully functional. Everyone wants the rare blue axolotl, but no one knows the actual math or the Pokemon secret behind it. The chance of a blue axolotl spawning is exactly 1 in 1,200. This is not a random number, but a direct reference to the real-world population of axolotls left in the wild at the time of the update. Moreover, you cannot find the variant naturally in caves anymore. The only way to get it is through a massive breeding project. Even crazier, if you look closely at the texture files, the blue color is actually a specific shade of indigo, designed to match Mudkip from Pokemon. There is a secret world type that most players will never see because it's hidden behind a secret key combination. If you hold the Alt key while going through world types in the creation menu, you will eventually unlock a mode called Debug mode. This isn't a normal world with trees and mountains. Instead, it generates a perfectly flat grid containing every single block state in the entire game. Every type of fence, every stage of a growing crop, and every direction of a stair block is laid out in a massive museum-style display. Developers use this to test for visual bugs, but for a regular player, it's like stepping into the matrix of Minecraft, seeing every possible piece of the game's DNA laid out in one infinite silent plane. That's honestly so cool. If you're tired of villagers treating your house like a public library, there's a legendary trick to lock them out by using a sideways door. Villager AI is actually pretty easy to prank. If you place your door while standing to the side and then close it to block the entrance, the game's code thinks the door is wide open. Because the villager's brain thinks the pathway is already clear, they won't even try to open it. They'll just stand there staring at a wooden slab they think doesn't exist, wondering why they can't walk through solid air. I've seen smarter decisions making from a falling sand entity. There's a secret boss hidden in Minecraft's code that most players have never seen. Meet the Illusionar. Unlike other illagers, this guy is a total nightmare to fight. He can turn invisible, hit you with blindness, create 4 fake duplicates of himself to throw you off. While you're swinging at thin air, the real Illusionar stays hidden and snipes you with a bow. Even though he's fully functional with his own unique sounds and attacks, Mojang has kept him hidden for years. You can't find him in raids or mansions. The only way to see him is by using the spawn command. And if you want to see 30 Minecraft secrets that you didn't know, click on the video on your screen now!